So what are we doing, Dillian?
Bit of maintenance and recovery. I'm just making sure that I'm good enough for my next session later on and set me up for the rest of the week.
How was that rowing session that we've just seen?
It was terrible, man. It was good but terrible at the same time. No, the rowing session is a funny one. I have a love-hate relationship with it because I hate it because it's so hard and so difficult, but I love it because I know that the benefits is unreal.
Was this just a bit of general maintenance? No issues, no niggles?
No, shit.
So open question to both of you. Oh, sorry, I didn't catch your name before we got started. Alex. So Alex, and you are a...
Simon's going to be jealous now. Alex is loving this.
Not really. It's Simon's job.
So is this just
a
general?
I've looked after Dillian since he's been here at Loughborough.
She and Simon.
What's he like to work with?
Just saying.
Dillian is the most flexible, cooperative, easy to work with athlete that I have the pleasure to work with.
Lies.
Do you work with a lot of boxers?
No, only Dillian.
I'm our first, just like many other people's first.
Dillian's hard enough work.
How does working with boxers differ to other athletes?
I guess in terms of the physicality it's different. So in terms of the load and the volumes that Dillian trains at, but also being a individual sport as opposed to being a team sport is totally different in terms of his training and his thought process.
This is a lot different from when I first met you in Miguel's. Explain the difference between working here.
It's completely different, man. I didn't know I care about physio and then looking after my body. I just thought, okay, train, get a bit of sleep, go sauna once every couple of weeks was enough, you know. But now, you know, I was thinking, wow, I didn't even know I survived back then, to be honest. You know, just go to show that I have a lot of genetic, genetic strengths and stuff, which is what makes me the fact I am now. This is why I'm improving so much, because of all these little things I'm adding and changing. They're making a massive difference, you know.
And Alex, what kind of boost does it give top level athletes working in a place like Loughborough when you've got all of these facilities, as opposed to what Dillian and a lot of other, certainly fighters, do in the past, which is working in less specialised areas, should we say?
So I think the great thing about Loughborough is that we're used to working together in these collaborative teams. So for nutrition, physiology, strength and conditioning, physio to all work together with the coach is what we do all day, every day. So the communication is there and we have an understanding of each other's role and where we fit within that. So then we can concentrate on the needs of the athlete without having to worry about the setup of the team because it's so well established.
Do you regret not doing this sooner in your career? Was it just a case of opportunities?
Not really. I couldn't afford it. I didn't know about it at the time. You know, you can't regret what you don't know about, you know. I didn't know about all of this. I never had when I got into boxing, I never had no Olympic GB set up and all of this. No one didn't give me a chance. I was just a street thug that did it to keep myself out of trouble. You know, and then after I realised that I got a chance to do something here and I got a lot of natural attributes. I just need some guidance and some help, But everything, when it comes to fighting, grit, I've been fighting hard and courage and stuff like that for me. All those things was there from the get-go.
What's it like? Because, I mean, Miguel's and Brixton or London in general is very busy. You've always been a city guy. What's it like coming here? I know you've spoke to me in the past about your downtime here. What's that like for you? I'm
flexible and I'm adaptable. You can put me in almost any situation and I'll get on and I'll survive, man. You know, I'm flexible. So I got to grips with it quickly. I'm cool. I'm respectful to people with respect. You know what I mean? I have a laugh and I get on everyone and I keep in touch with everyone. And I'm not someone who use and abuse people and forget about them. That's how these people have been around with me since. You know, because even Alex, she doesn't treat anyone else apart from me, really. Because she's head of physio and stuff. She doesn't treat anyone else apart from me, really. I think, you know, but it's because me and her is cool and we've been I've been with her since I first come here, so I was like, I want to maintain that. Even my strength and conditioning coach, he's head of strength and conditioning. He doesn't really train anyone else, but I wanted the person where, when he got the job role, he said, I want to be able to still train Dillian because I'm cool. I don't abuse these people. I give them the credit they deserve for their hard work and stuff like that. So yeah.
You mentioned that you've got Richard Riakporhe, Charlie Duffield, John Harding, who we've just seen go through that workout with you. How important is it to have those guys here alongside you and not just to be here by yourself?
For me, to be honest, I'm here most of the camp by myself. These guys come in the last few weeks, I'm here most camp by myself, They'll tell you I'm not even really have much preparation for that when I start sparring, but for these guys, I just wanted them to come and experience what I experienced and realise that staying at home and just doing your own strength and conditioning and stuff like that isn't good enough. So I wanted them to see and go through what I go through and pick up some experience and realise that, that there's a whole next level. So I just try and, what I mean, I'm always trying to help people and trying to, if I learn something and it benefit me, I think it can benefit others, I'll try and help the other boys, and that's what I've always done.
Okay, well, we'll move on to some more conventional boxing stuff now. That was very interesting. Thank you very much for your input, Alex. Sounds like a very interesting dynamic you've got there. So, Dillian, we're a couple of weeks out now from the Oscar Rivas fight. I can see that your training's gone very, very well, but talk to me a little bit about, it feels like almost yesterday that we had the announcement press conference, but it's been a while now. Talk to me about camp so far.
Camp so far has been hell as usual, man. These camps is hard, they make you question yourself. Sometimes I sit in my car outside and I think to myself, what the hell am I doing? Should I just... I don't need to, I can go outside and run. Mark could be happy if I went and did a 6 mile run and they say, yeah, run today, Mark. Whatever, But I come upstairs. I was here this morning at 10 o'clock, did a hard session. Here again now, and then I'm back again at 8 o'clock. So camp's harder and grueling, man. It's tough. But these guys, they make it easier. They give you different options. Instead of just running or doing this and breaking your body, they give you different options, doing different fitness things, doing off-feet fitness, which is harder than actually on-feet stuff. So, it's just... to be honest, it's hard, but I love it. I enjoy seeing the improvements, seeing the numbers, Like I said, I broke every single PB this camp so far. And some of them I've been trying 2 years to break them, and I've been able to break them. I think from the 500 meter rowing one is the only one I didn't break. I break the 1,000 meter, but I couldn't break the 500 meter one. So, that's nothing to break next camp.
Who have you been using for sparring for this camp?
I've had a few guys. I've had Jonathan, whatever his name is, Ellis. I've had Alan Babbage, who's a guy who I'm signing and I'm going to manage as well. We call him Babbage the Savage. He's a madman. He just comes forward and throw punches non-stop. He's relentless, Very aggressive guy, very good power, good boxing experience as well. He's been doing the main sparring. I've had Jonathan and Ellis, big guys, a lot bigger than Rivas, but, sharp guys, strong guys, so yeah.
Heavyweight division is kind of full of, it's a bit of the land of the giants. I mean, your modern day is kind of considered, you're considered kind of probably an average size, to big size. Yeah.
I'm a Smurf.
How does preparation for a small heavyweight, I mean, obviously it differs from preparing for a big heavyweight, a Fury or a Wilder, but that's the kind of fight that you're looking at, particularly a Deontay Wilder fight. What's that going to be like when that time comes and you have to transition from a shorter fighter to a bigger fighter?
So boxing's about, man, finding a way, That's what boxing's about, finding a way. You find a way to get the job done, And that's what you do, just find a way to get the job done. And that's one thing I'm good at doing, is finding a way to solve the problem.
Now this camp, it seems like every camp or every fight that pretty much most fighters are in these days, particularly in a heavyweight division, you're talking about other fights or other people. How much have you let that distract you, if at all, going into this fight?
No, I haven't distracted me. Listen, Rivas is dangerous, he's undefeated, and he's hungry, and he knows what hardship is and survival and struggle. So I've given him the credit he dues, and I never come to a camp and overlook anyone. I get distracted. I just come in and I'm focused, man. I just come in and focus. Sometimes they say I train too hard, I need to relax or whatever, because because I'm focused. I know what's at stake. You know, like I said, I ain't got no Olympic gold medal. I ain't got no massive promotion team and media team and all that stuff behind me and whatever. So I'm sort of just, self-made. So I know how important it is to keep winning and to look good winning as well. So I don't overlook anyone or worry about this, worry about that. I just crack on, man.
You're fighting for the WBC interim title.
I don't know yet. I don't know about that.
Is that not confirmed yet?
I don't know about that yet. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know.
What was your last conversation with the WBC?
I don't know. You got to say the end. I don't know. I'm waiting to find out. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I ain't even been focusing. I've been focusing on that fight. I ain't really been focusing in this, that, and the other, because sometimes you get lost in all of this. You know what I mean? So I just try and train and let them guys do what they have to do.
Now, I appreciate I'm probably maybe going to get a similar response to this, but we had the WBO ruling recently. I know you said a few bits and pieces about it on social media. What's your thoughts on that?
Bullshit, that's what that is.
Why?
No, and listen, how can you make Usyk the manager? You haven't had that heavyweight fight yet. It's just rubbish. And boxing's full of crap, man. Boxing's full of crap. I beat the former WBO champion. I won the WBO international heavyweight title from the former WBO heavyweight champion. It wasn't like I fought some chump. That guy had the title and he defended 2 or 3 times.
Do you see a difference though between the WBO?
You look very uncomfortable.
I'm very uncomfortable, so I'm going to stand up. I'm going to come around here. For everyone watching, I've been perched in that little gap in there. Do you see the difference between the WBO's ruling and the WBC? I mean, you've been number 1 contender now with the WBC for 600 days or more than 600
How long
days?
have I been WBO number 1 contender?
I don't know, you tell me.
I don't know, for a while. When did I fight Parker? July last year.
July 28th.
And then it's July, so 1 year. Listen, I don't know, man. It's nonsense. I don't know.
It is different because it is part of their rules. I think that's probably the one saving grace with this. I mean, we all know what politics are like, and different governing bodies kind of make it up as they go along. With the WBO, that is part of their rule set.
Yeah, but the rule set's not as straightforward. There's other factors that they can take into consideration. They can take into consideration your credibility, who you fought, and stuff like that as well.
Do you not think Usyk's got that? Being former undisputed cruiserweight champion?
Listen, screw Usyk and what he have, man. It is what it is. He had a heavyweight fight. They should have made him have at least 1 heavyweight fight before they move him up. Well, you know what's funny? When Joshua was heavyweight champion, after all, Usyk didn't want to enforce the mandatory. But now he lost, all of a sudden Usyk want to enforce the mandatory. Weird. Strange, that.
Do you think that your best chance of fighting for a world title is going to be for a vacant title?
I think I should just make up my own title and fight for it. Just get one of those thingy belts.
Franchise belt?
Yeah. I should just, we should just start our governing body ourselves, right?
What would we call it?
Better than the WBO or WBC title. No, I don't know. No, I shouldn't even joke, because the WBC might just, listen, I shouldn't even joke like that. But no, I don't know, man. I don't know. But it seems like they're putting everything in my way to stop me fighting for a world title, man. Because I was going to most people, this is a dangerous fight that could stop me fighting for a world title. Oscar Rivas is a dangerous guy, and look at the last few people I fought. There have been dangerous guys that I could have lost to any one of them. None of them was guaranteed win for me. If you look at all the comments and all the stats, I wasn't the favourite in any of them fights. Wasn't the favourite in Parker fight. Wasn't the favourite in Brown fight. Wasn't the favourite in the Cesaro fight.
When do you think realistically you'll fight for a world title?
I win, I'm 60.
How old are you now?
I'm 31.
Explain to people the difference, because I think some boxing fans are split into 2 camps. There are some boxing fans who believe you've been hard done by, and there are others who say that you had the opportunity to fight Luis Ortiz and Kubrat Pulev. Explain what happened there and
People
explain why
understand.
people are wrong.
I was willing to fight Kubrat Pulev. His team won the bid for the first bid for the fight. They didn't have the money. So how can I fight him if his team can't come up with the money? His team's been bankrupt before. The promotion people is weird. They have many issues they had before. They've won first bid before, couldn't come up with the money. They even come to Eddie Hearn to try and stage the fight after we already said to Pulev, we'll pay you to come here and fight. So listen, there's a lot of nonsense that gets said in boxing. You've seen me call out Luis Ortiz. You see me offer Luis Ortiz to fight me last December, but Luis Ortiz wanted to fight me on the Fury Wilder undercard instead of fighting me at the O2 live on pay-per-view main event, get more money, bigger show, focus on both of us. Why are you going to fight the Fury Wilder undercard? Because he's a layman's lapdog, that's why. And he ain't got a brain for himself. I think he's got dementia or something, early stage of dementia.
Well, Deontay Wilder, I think he came out and said yesterday that he believes that it's your doing, the fact that you couldn't get a shot at the world title.
We all know Deontay Wilder's a crackhead, so it doesn't matter. Whatever he said doesn't matter. That guy has got a serious drug problem and he needs rehab. Everyone else say we're gonna go to rehab, and I say hey. And then if that's how the song goes, she's probably oh man, terrible at singing. But Deontay Wilder's got a drug problem, serious drug problem. Nothing he says matters.
Now, Eddie said to me, he actually didn't say to me the other day. He said to a colleague of mine that he feels that Wilder will fight Fury next because of your situation with the WBC. Do you think that was realistically what happen? Wilder won't fight Ortiz and will fight Fury?
I don't know, man. I don't know. You never know, man. In boxing, nothing is guaranteed in boxing. Even this fight, I don't guarantee Rivas is gonna show up and fight. Anything can happen now. He could get injury or something. I don't know. You never know until you ring walking. That's it. You never know, man. It's boxing. It's one sport that's got not a lot of rules and regulation that people stick by. A lot of people seem to make up the rules and regulations as they go. So you never know.
If he pulls out, I'll fight you.
Oh?
Me.
Oh my God, Rob. You just had a new baby girl.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to die, Rob.
That's very considerate of you, thank you. We just mentioned Tyson Fury. When I was out in New York, that was the big talk, that you were going to fight Tyson Fury. Now, it's changed since then. I haven't spoken to you since then. So
I'm sick and tired of talking about all this Fury and Deontay Wilder nonsense, man. It's all nonsense. Anyone without a brain and who's a true boxing fan can see that these guys ain't serious. Can 1 minute you say, "Oh, fight Dillian Whyte if they give me," fight Dillian Whyte if they give me the WBC diamond belt, which is a higher belt than what Deontay Wilder have. And the WBC agreed. They gave it to us. It's higher than their current champion, the diamond belt. And then after they gave it to us, then he said, "Oh no, he's not fighting." This is just nonsense, man. Tyson Fury, I think he's got bipolar or something because he's not consistent in anything he says. This is one thing in the month. Even him himself said it. "Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do or what I'm going to say from the morning till I wake up." He said, "I can wake up tomorrow and be good, or I can wake up tomorrow and commit suicide." He said it himself. The man's lost. He needs God in his life or whatever. Or, I don't know.
What do you make of more belts? There seems to be a lot of belts, and he talks about the WBC diamond. I think there's a WBC.
I just need one of them. I don't care. There could be a million belts. I just need one. I just need to get mans on one of them. I don't care how much there is. I just want to get mans on one of them.
But for example, if you were to fight for a diamond belt while Deontay Wilder still had the WBC, would you feel like a world champion if you won that?
Yeah, we can unify.
Unify with the WBC diamond and the normal WBC.
Yeah, we can unify.
Do you see why a lot of fans don't like that stuff though? With the too many belts.
Yeah, but Deontay Wilder don't want to fight people, so they'll say they're going to become world champion. He doesn't want to fight no one. So at least if there's two belts, there's two chances to become world champion. If he just won, Deontay Wilder, he ain't going to fight no one.
If he fights Fury again next, who do you see winning that fight?
I don't know. Hopefully both of them knock each other out.
Who do you think won the first fight?
I thought Fury won the first fight, in all honesty. But then saying that it was close. You can't go to a champion's backyard and just try and outbox him. You need to stick it on him. Fury's style is good. It's awkward, but it's boring as well. It's so boring, his style. So boring. everyone was raving on that he knocked out Tom Shorts. I was like, huh? You can knock out Tom Shorts, Rob. I'm not even joking. I think if you have confidence and you put it on Tom Shorts, you'll quit. You need to be a good fighter.
I might be a good fighter, you don't know.
Well, I don't know. I never said he wasn't. I said you don't need to be. I would never discredit you. Rob the Brawler Tabbit.
Can you, how do you say my last name again?
Rob the Brawler Tabbit.
Tabbit.
Yeah, I'm Jamaican. I got an accent.
You have indeed.
You look, you never call it tablet.
You called me Teletubby the last time we did an interview.
You told me that you was auditioned for the new Teletubby movie. You told me that you wanted to be Tinky Winky. That's what you told me. So I just went along with it. I'm supporting you.
Joshua-Ruiz 2, who wins and why?
I don't know, man. It's fun. Joshua's a funny one. Looks the part, talks the part, win the fights to say that he's the part. Trains hard, stayed all this other stuff, and hungry and humble and all this other stuff, but then he just went and it was strange. It was acting like he was. You remember that time when Mike Tyson had the issues and that woman had him on telly and stuff. Robin Gibbons had him on telly, and he was a bit lost and he was on antidepressant and stuff. That's what Joshua looked a bit like that. He was asking maybe McCracken had him antidepressant or something. He was asking him some weird questions like, "Oh, Rob, so what you?" It was all a bit weird, man. But people, he's a human being. Maybe he had a breakdown before the fight. Maybe the pressure got to him. Maybe all of this, it's a lot of pressure, man. That's why I said I believe journalists should spar or have an unlicensed fight or whatever so they can understand. It's a lot of pressure. A lot of people is quick to slag people off and say they're this and say they're that, but it's a lot of pressure, man. It's a lot of real physical and mental stress and pressure that fighters go under, man.
When Joshua lost that fight against Ruiz, what were your immediate thoughts? Because the way I look at it from the outside is that a fight between you and him is not as big now.
I didn't care about the fight, me and Joshua. I was like, shit, Eddie and better ring my phone. I'll get those belts back at once. I was like, shit, I was like, wow, I would love to fight under Ruiz. He's been saying he wants to fight me and this and the other, and I've been saying the same. So I was like, wow, this is a perfect example for Eddie to give me my shot now. But then obviously the rematch between him and Joshua. But
from a business point of view, it didn't bother you that Joshua lost?
Of course it did. I wanted to be the only person I wanted to be the only person. I was the first person to beat him. It was the first person to beat me. I wanted to be the first person to beat him again as a pro. And obviously, he's the biggest cash cow out there at the minute, the biggest fight, biggest media in the heavyweight division and stuff, innit? So, we're gonna fight the best. So I didn't understand. Deontay Wilder was celebrating when he lost. I was like, well, what fight are you gonna get 50 million to fight or 100 or whatever? None. You're an idiot. Why are you celebrating? Stupid. You probably get what, 3 million to fight under original unification fight? Idiot. But Deontay Wilder is a hillbilly. He's a bushwhacker hillbilly. He's a proper country boy. I'm surprised he don't chew sticks.
Oh, sorry. Just had to admire something there on the camera. It was definitely you. But by the way, he does have something on underneath.
Did you see some side boob?
A little bit.
I thought he said man in the side boob. Yes, sir. Good.
Do you regret not taking the fight with Joshua April 20th?
No. I'll stick by my decision. Listen, I manage myself. I know the ins and outs of this business. I deal with Eddie and Sky and Matchroom and all these people. I've had contracts from ESPN, from Showtime. I've had so I know all these things work. I know the ins and outs of these things. So, I don't just say no for no reason. I look into these things and consider them carefully and stuff. And I've been looking after myself for a while, so I know that it's only a matter of time. I'll do this and I'll do this. I just have to be patient. And in heavyweight division, patience. Being patient is key.
With that being said, who do you want to win the rematch, Joshua-Ruiz?
Joshua, of course, he's British, man. I support all British fighter. I want Joshua to win the rematch and bring the belt back home. And then hopefully me and him can get it on. If not, then Ruiz is there. Hopefully me and Ruiz can get it on. But, I don't think the rematch might be more difficult to make than they think, because I can't just see Al-Ayman just handing all the belts back to Eddie Hearn like that, you know.
How are things with your kind of promotional state? I mean, you had your kind of well publicised bit of window shopping in America. I know you won't admit it. You're just there to watch a fight. I know it's very coincidental.
Of course I would admit. I was out there talking to TV stations. Of course.
What's the latest
common,
on that?
It wasn't private, you know. What's the latest? The latest is there's a lot of options, man. There's still a lot of options. But the problem is, I'm always in a situation where I'm at one fight at a time again. You know, I never really had a plan where you say, okay, we're gonna fight this guy, that guy, this guy, that guy. No, it's just one fight at a time. So right now I'm focused on Rivas. There's a lot of things in the pipeline. A lot of things have been said and arranged, but I just deal with one guy. Then after once Rivas is out the way, we'll see what's what. But there's a lot of things happening.
Fight that has been talked about. I'm not sure if you'd have heard it, being in your Loughborough bubble. Tyson Fury versus Jarrell Miller starting to pick up a little bit of pace. What do you think to that fight?
It's a good fight. At least Miller will have a goal. Yeah, it won't be like time shots, he'll have a goal.
What do you think of Miller being back in the ring so quickly? He's potentially going to be back in October.
There's no point in me even talking about this, man. Look, Perfect, Ortiz, all of them, 6 months, 5 months, this month. I don't know, man. I don't know, but for Miller had one of the worst case of doping ever in history of sports. What's he feel? 3 or 4 drug tests or 4 different things or whatever. He was looking to kill somebody.
What do you think boxing needs to do to clear up performance enhancing drugs? Is it possible?
Just make it legal, man. Let people do whatever they want to do. If you want to risk your life and put steroids or whatever in your system, good luck to you. Most of them guys die early anyway. Or end up with all kind of mental problems, all kind of mental breakdowns anyway. So it's up to them.
Let's move on and talk about your card, July the 20th. Very, very, very good card. I really, really am looking forward to it. It's not something I always open up and say.
All of my fights is one of the things that, it's every single fight I have on main event, the card's always good. There's one thing I try and do. A lot of fighters, what they do is they just put on one good fight as the main event and the undercard is rubbish because they want the other light to be in them. I like to let the other guys shine as well, man. I like to give put on good card, good fights. Cost me a hell of a lot of money though. Money I don't need to pay, to be honest, but the fans is coming to support you. You want to give them good fights, not just people is there thinking, oh my god, this card's rubbish. While they're waiting for your fight, you want the fans to think, oh, it's a good night of boxing, not just you. It's a good night of boxing.
David Price versus Dave Allen. I'm going to try and kind of work my way from the heaviest downwards. Crossroads fight, I think, for both guys. 50-50 fight. Break it down.
It's a very good fight. I believe you got Granite Chin going against Steel Hand Man, David Price can hit, but, David Price seems like after 3-4 rounds, I don't know, something mentally, like he's got a mental block. And then Dave Allen's tough as hell, and he seems to be in a good role at the minute. Seems to be sharp. He seems to be doing his thing and doing it right. But even I believe Spilka and Cesaro should be co-main event. Not damn. That's a much bigger fight. You have 2 tough, tried and tested veteran who that's going to be a shootout. I know when they're going to quit in that fight or try. No, that's going to be a real shootout.
What do you make of Derek? I mean, we obviously saw him knocked out quite badly against you in December. I know I've spoken to Dave Coldwell about potentially being at this stage of his career. Is the punch resistance still the same? How much do you think he's still got left in him? I mean, you probably know better
Derek's
than anybody.
Derek's a tough guy, man. See, Derek's a tough, stubborn guy, I like Derek a lot. I think he's an entertaining fighter. He's a little bit of unorthodox kind of guy, but Derek's a nice guy. He's alright. Me and him's cool. We ain't got no beef. We've had 2 great fights. We spent a lot of time training for each other, and preparing for each other. And he's another one as well. I try and give him as much chance as I can as I go along. He had beaten me both times. I wouldn't have given him no chance, but that's life, man. He's a good fighter. He's exciting as well. When Derek's in the ring, either he gets knocked out or he's gonna knock someone out. you know. But I still think he's got a lot to beat a lot of these guys. He's very experienced and he's very tough, and I think Dave Cordell's sort of giving him a new lease of life as well. It's like he feels like he's actually learning again. Even the Senate Gashi fight, you could see he was trying things, but he never had enough time to work it and practicing it, because he was trying to throw his right hand straight instead of looping it and stuff. So he was trying things as well, you know. So yeah.
A fight I'm really excited about is Chris Billam-Smith versus Richard Riakporhe. That's an excellent fight. Know both guys very well. A lot of people not massively familiar with Chris Billam-Smith, starting to get more familiar with Richie for Richie's last couple of performances. Talk to people about that fight. That's an excellent fight.
Yeah, I know Chris. I've seen him on the circuit. I know of him. I know what he's like. He's a good fighter. He's fit. He's not the biggest of punchers. He's very technical. He's fit, and you know he's gonna come to fight. He's got good power as well. It's not like he can't punch, but you know he's gonna come to fight and he's gonna be fit. And Shane McGuigan's doing a good job of training these boys over there or whatever. But Richard's in a good place. Very confident. He's knocked out some tough guys in no time whatsoever. You know he's in a roll. And Richard's got massive punch power, and he's a good fighter as well. He likes to learn, he likes to study as well, you know. And Richard, like, he actually believes in his punch power as well. I call him the British Deontay Wilder, you know. So he's dangerous, man. Like I say, he's in a good place, he's in the role. He's defeated some good fighters and knocked out some good fighters lately. So, you know, he's in a very good place.
I was with you after he beat Sam Hyde. We had breakfast in the morning in the hotel. I've said this to Richie, so I'm sure he won't mind me saying it to you in your interview. You weren't best pleased with his performance that night, I think it's fair to say?
No, I told him. You know, and once again, nerves again. You know, nerves again, is a bit nervous. But I told him, I said to him, mate, I know you're way better than that, so I don't know why was you boxing like that. You're boxing, you're chewing your gum shield to bits, but it's nerves, man. You know, the big occasion got to him, but he done his thing. He knocked him out, and then I said to him, I give him, see me, I'm my biggest self-critic, so I treat these boys the same. I praise them and I criticize them also as well. You know, and he knew. I never hide, I told him straight.
The reason why I say that is because in his next fight against Tommy McCarthy, he looked like a completely different fighter. He looked like the Richard Riakporhe that we see or have seen in the gym.
And that's why it's good to be real with people. You know, not just there rimming them off saying, oh yeah, you done great, you knocked him out. Lots of people say, oh, you knocked him out. I said, yeah, you knocked him out, but to be fair, he was down on the scorecards. But then says, somehow it's no punk. He's a good fighter as well. You know, he's got a good training team behind him, Joe Gallagher and all that. He's no punk. You know, and he's well schooled. Won a lot of amateur titles, and you could see in the fight, his boxing good.
Charlie Duffield versus Dan Aziz as well, another great fight that, again, if people are watching this maybe not familiar with both guys, get to know them before Saturday, July the 20th. Talk to me about that fight.
They're both mate of mine. Dan Aziz is a good fighter. Dan's a good athlete. Dan's tough, he's in shape, he's got good hand speed, he's fit. You know, he looks the part. Dan looks $1 million physically, doesn't he? You know, Charlie's a teammate of mine's. You know, Charlie's a tough guy. Charlie can punch. Charlie's not the most supplest and loosest guy, but it works for him because he's rigid and he can punch. He's a classic British fighter. Yeah, he's heavy-handed, a bit upright, very, very heavy-handed. But he's in a good place. He's done most of this camp with me. He's in a very good place. He's my teammate. You know, and like I said to Dan, it's nothing personal, but Charlie's my teammate. He trains with me, done lots of rounds sparring with me and stuff, and you know, been in the gym with me, so I'm backing him to win by a knockout. You know, but Dan's still my mate, you know, and I'll still support Dan and I'll still help him wherever I can. I hate fights like this when two people you like fight each other. Yeah. It sucks.
That's how I'm feeling about Chris Billam-Smith and Richard Riakporhe. So I understand. How are you finding life as a manager? I know you've been doing it for a little bit now, but how is it doing that and juggling a career which is, obviously you're on the verge of a world title shot, so you've got a lot of balls in the air, so to speak?
I just shook my balls in the air. You know?
I knew that was the wrong expression to use.
You said I got a lot of balls in the air, so I just shook them. Yeah, I just catch them as they fall. Yeah. No. Just drag them across the floor, dragging these balls. No. It's alright, man. Let's use my experience to guide the guys and to look after them, you know. And try and get them shots, you know. Like I got Richard's title, I got Dwayne the title shot the other day. You know, I mean, he came up short, but you know, he rectified it. We knew what the problem was. You know, I got John Harden as well fighting a title fight on the 2nd of August. Hopefully, we need to finish framing that up. You know, Fabio also looking at titles all soon. So I'm just trying to give the guys. See, these guys, they having it so much easier than what I did, man. You know, I never fought for my first title to like 15 or 16 fight or something. You know, it's crazy. You know, so I just use my experience to make the right moves to them and make sure they're alright and stuff, man.
You've spoken about that. I mean, even in this interview, you know, you didn't have the Olympic background, you didn't have GB set up.
I had 7 amateur fights.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. People say, going about people being inexperienced. Say, oh, Joshua is inexperienced. He had 50 or 60 amateur fights, only 22 professional fights. I'm like, wow. My amateur and professional record don't even match his amateur record. You know, so, but it's crazy. When it comes to me, no one have no sympathy for me or anything. People just say, oh yeah, Dillian's this, Dillian's that, Dillian's this, Dillian's that. But everyone feels sorry for everyone else, but I don't really care, to be honest.
Would you have had it any other way though? It seems like the way that you've kind of got to your position now, the hard road, so to speak, 7 amateur fights, has kind of made you the fighter that you are. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, but it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt having a hand on the way, you know, and having a big opportunities to represent your country in the Olympics and stuff like that. Having the GB set up, you know, I would have been in proper training and been in proper camps and stuff 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. You know, not just now. You know, and that's what these guys have with me: experience and proper training and proper diet and stuff like that. I'm playing catch up.
Do you think that it would have taken something from you as a fighter though, doing that? Obviously, I understand what you're saying, how it would have added in other areas, but would it have taken a little bit of kind of, as I say, what makes you you?
Nah, man. Fighting for me, I've always been a fighter. You know, I've been fighting since a child. So, you know, I know how to fight. You know, who knows? You know, I can't say would have made me better, would have made me worse. I don't know. That's the great thing about our mindset, you know. I don't know, man. But spending more time working on technique and training right and eating right definitely benefits you. You know, having physio and stuff like that, you know. Some of the injuries I've had and some of the fights I've gone into injuries, I probably wouldn't have. I'm not saying for sure I wouldn't have, but probably wouldn't have. There's more chance that I wouldn't have done than I would have, you know.
Now, fight that happens a week before yours, another heavyweight fight, Dubois Gorman. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't know.
Who do you think is going to win?
I don't know.
I'm asking for your analyst's head on
I
now.
don't know. I haven't paid attention to it. I let him quick on. I got my own D-date to focus on.
You ever sparred with either guy?
No.
Surprises me.
Surprises me too. I've offered both of them sparring before though. None of them haven't turned up for it. I showed up for it. They've both been busy or whatever, so yeah.
Who do you think the best heavyweight prospect is?
I don't know. Fabio Wadley.
Good answer. How is Fabio? I haven't spoken to Fabio in a while actually. How's he getting on?
Fabio just does his own thing, man. Fabio is a bit of a lone wolf. He just stays up in Ipswich, does his thing, you know, crack on, get all his training done, and he shows up. You know, he's not really one for being out there doing this, doing that. You know what I mean? I keep an eye on him. I make sure. Let me see what he's doing actually. Let me check his social media. Let's check what he's doing.
I hope I don't get him in trouble now.
See what he's doing. Send you a Fabio Wadley. Let's see.
Have a look.
He posted some pictures of him sparring. When was that? 2 days ago. Let me see in his story what's he doing. He didn't post anything today. He's got a guy in his story doing a guy with his shirt off on his thing. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Then it's weird. He's got a guy doing the flossing and it's weird.
Can you do the floss?
Only thing I can floss is my teeth. No, Fabio. No, he's training. As you can see, he's training, he's sparring. See, what Fabio is going around getting a lot of sparring and a lot of rounds with good guys. And I told him, because he always asked me, I want this guy. I said, yeah, go and spar these guys, man. Help these guys.
He's been out with Usyk a couple of times now, hasn't he?
Yeah, listen, Fab don't care. That's why I signed him, because he don't care. He came and sparred with me rounds and rounds and rounds, and he doesn't care. He gets in there and he have it, man. He don't care. I just signed him because I think this young man's got a lot of talent, a lot of heart and courage, but doesn't seem that people's giving him the opportunity he needs.
Speaking of giving people opportunities, somebody who's been giving people a lot of opportunities recently, see him everywhere, is your brother.
Yeah, my brother is out there doing his thing, man. He's just out there grafting and doing his thing, man.
Now, I don't know if you read YouTube comments. If you don't, please don't start, because they can be an interesting place sometimes. But I had this conversation with him. He's one of the most popular guys that we have on our channel, and I know Coogan would say the same thing about IFL TV. Why do you think that is?
Because people can relate to him, and obviously he's a bit raw and a bit rough on the edges, but he's knowledgeable as well. He studies the game. He knows what he's talking about. He's been around. I got him into boxing, and when I started boxing, and he's gone and learned and practiced and trained and watched boxing and got his technique and sparred. He sparred loads of rounds, so he knows his stuff. We just don't spar anymore. I keep trying to get him back in the ring, and he goes, no, it's alright.
Okay, well, I think we've probably touched upon everything. Again, wrong term to use.
We ain't touched upon these balls yet, Rob. They're still in the hair. You're still dragging them along the floor.
Well, maybe after I turn the camera off, we'll see what's under the pink.
When I'm off naked, so job's off done. Okay,
well, Dillian Whyte, as always, it's a pleasure. Thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social and having us down to Loughborough today.
No worries, man.
And I will catch up with you shortly.
Yeah, sorry, man. I've been a bit aloof. Camp's been focusing on training, man.
Can you tell people that you wanted to punch me when I turned up today?
Yeah, because I was angry, and then I saw your face, and then I was tired, and I'm thinking rowing machine, and then you was like, Can you
tell people what I said?
You said
hello.
No, you didn't. You said something about Teletubbies and ice cream. And I got angry.
Okay, well, I'm very grateful that you didn't punch me
No,
in the face.
I wasn't going to punch you in the face. I also said I felt like dashing the rowing machine over the thing with my coach sitting on it. But, I would never do it. The training's hard, man. The emotional stress and the low, it's not easy, man. It's not easy. Sometimes so tired, I don't even come physio. I just run off. I just finish training, I just run off. I just disappear. I just run off and try to get back to my bed. I just run off. I literally just leave everything. I leave my bag here before, I leave my phone, everything. Just run off. So yeah, it's hard, man.
Alex send out a search party.
Yeah, they do. When my session finish at 4 o'clock, by like 3:30, they're down there scouting me. They're like, hey, where you going? I'm like, well, yes. No, but they're good people, man. They look after me and make sure I am where I should be, and because it's hard, man.
Okay, well, Dillian Whyte, thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social. Look forward to seeing you in the ring July the 20th, live on Sky Sports pay-per-view.
God bless you.